boys and girls, take out your Scholastic News, Escape to Freedom, as well as the corresponding worksheet packet. We're going to do the first page in your packet, as well as the back side of your Scholastic News. Let's get started. It says, watch our video about the Underground Railroad at this web address. So if you want to go on and watch a short video, feel free to log on to that web address. It says, Escape to Freedom. On a cool October morning, Harriet Tubman stepped into the bright sunlight. She had been running away for days. Angry men and scary dogs had chased after her. The men wanted to capture her and enslave her again. But Harriet had escaped. She was finally free. They should be free. Here's the caption. Harriet helped many other people escape enslavement. As you read, think about why Harriet was a hero. Harriet Tubman was born in 1822 in Maryland. She had a mother, a father, and 8 brothers and sisters. Harriet and her whole family were enslaved. They could be bought, sold, and forced to work all day. They weren't paid, and they could be hurt. Harriet was forced to start working when she was very young. When she was only 5 years old, she had to take care of her little brothers and sisters all by herself. She couldn't complain or she would be punished harshly. When Harriet was 27, she learned horrible news. She was going to be sold. The law said that the enslaved people could be sold, and Harriet couldn't do anything about it. She was scared. What if she was sold to a person who hurt her? What if she was sent away from her family forever? Harriet made a decision. She was going to escape to freedom. Harriet's escape. Now, take a look. It says, read the article until you get to Harriet's escape. So that's where we're at now. And then it says, then stop. Harriet and her family were enslaved. What does that mean? Let's go back into our article. Take a look. Enslaved. Harriet and her whole family were enslaved. They could be bought, sold, and forced to work all day. So what does enslaved mean? Enslaved means exactly what we just read that comes after that bold word. They could be bought, sold, and forced to work all day. So why don't you pause the video and copy down that sentence right here. Starting with, they could be bought, sold, and what was the last one? They could be bought, sold, and forced to work all day. So now, do you think it would be very fun to be enslaved? You know, sometimes when I was younger, I had a hard time listening to my parents when they wanted me to do chores. Now, this is way worse than that. I think it would be awful to be enslaved. Number 2, read Harriet's escape, then stop. Okay, let's continue. Harriet's escape. Harriet ran away at night. The dark helped her hide, but it also hid anyone who might be looking for her. People called slave catchers chased after enslaved people who ran away. The slave catchers used dogs to follow Harriet's scent. The dogs were terrifying, and so were the slave catchers. If they caught Harriet, they would hurt her and they would drag her back to be enslaved again. Harriet knew she couldn't stop. She traveled at night and rested during the day. After many days of running and hiding, she made it to Pennsylvania. Slavery was illegal there. Harriet was free. So now let's go back to our packet right here. It says, why was Harriet's escape dangerous? Okay, I want you to list one reason why Harriet's escape was dangerous. Go back and reread. Pause the video and then answer that question. Number 3 says, read risking her life, then stop. What did Harriet help people do after she made it to safety? All right, here we go. Risking her life. Harriet was safe, but she didn't rest. Many of the people in her family were still enslaved. I was free, and they should be free, she said. She decided to go back to help them escape. If Harriet was caught, she could be hurt, enslaved again, or killed. She knew it was dangerous, but she believed that everyone should be free. She went back about 13 times to help people escape. She rescued her niece, her 4 brothers, her parents, and many more people. Other brave people helped Harriet. They were part of a secret group that helped runaways stay safe while going north to freedom. Harriet was clever. She was good at coming up with plans. She wore disguises to trick the people looking for her. Sometimes she sang songs that were secret codes for the people she was helping. Harriet never got caught. She helped about 70 people make it to freedom. She inspired many others to escape on their own. She gave them hope that they could do it. It says turn the page to read more about Harriet. Here's a map of the United States in 1850. Here's all the states. The key. The purple is slavery was not allowed. The green, slavery allowed it. And the yellow is that there were no states there yet. Here's the caption. In 1850, some states allowed people to enslave other people. In other states, slavery was against the law. Harriet brought people to places where they could be free. Let's answer question 3 and 4. What did Harriet help people do after she made it to safety? So what did she go back to do? Why was this so dangerous? Okay, we're going to read the last part. Turn the page, read Harriet didn't quit. Here we go. Harriet didn't quit. In 1861, a big war started in our country. It was called the Civil War. During the war, Harriet worked as a spy and a nurse. In one battle, she rescued 750 enslaved people. When the war ended, slavery became illegal everywhere in our country. After the war, Harriet didn't stop working. She opened up a home to take care of old and sick people. Harriet died in 1913 when she was 91 years old. She lived a long time and she spent her whole life helping other people. So there's a picture of Harriet. It says this is Harriet with some of her friends and family. Question 5. What is one more way Harriet helped people? What did it say she did? Take a look right here. It says after the war, Harriet didn't stop working. She opened up a home to take care of old and sick people. So how else did she help? She opened up a home to take care of old and sick people. That would be a great answer for number 5. Let's take a look at the back. What were Harriet's jobs during the war? Spy and nurse, doctor and pilot, teacher and lawyer. Okay, it says it up top in here. Number 2, after the war, slavery became legal or illegal everywhere in our country. It also says it within that first paragraph. And number 3, underline what Harriet did after the war. Okay, so it says after the war right here, what does she do? We also answered that for question 5. Great job, boys and girls. Keep up the great work.